On May 30, 2005, Natalee Ann Holloway, an 18-year-old honors student from Mountain Brook, Alabama, vanished while on a high school graduation trip to Aruba. The trip, meant to be a celebration of academic success and a final bonding experience with classmates, quickly turned into a nightmare that would grip headlines for years and ultimately lead to a disturbing confession nearly 2 decades later. Natalee was last seen outside the Aruba hotel area in the early morning hours after a night out at Carlos and Charlie's, a local nightclub. She was spotted leaving in a car with 3 local young men: Joran van der Sloot, a 17-year-old Dutch honors student, and brothers Deepak and Satish Kalpo. According to van der Sloot's original account, he and Natalee went to the beach, but he left her there alone and never saw her again. However, as the investigation unfolded, inconsistencies and lies began to emerge. The Aruban authorities conducted searches, interrogations, and detainments of the 3 suspects multiple times, but no concrete evidence or charges resulted. The case frustrated both law enforcement and Natalee's family, especially her mother, Beth Holloway, who relocated to Aruba temporarily to pressure the investigation. Despite extensive searches, Natalee's body was never found, and the case remained unsolved for years, leading to endless speculation, false leads, and media frenzy. Joran van der Sloot quickly became the prime suspect due to his conflicting stories and behavior. He gave multiple versions of what happened the night Natalee disappeared, each time altering key details. Despite mounting suspicion, a lack of physical evidence prevented prosecution. In 2010, the case took a darker turn when van der Sloot was arrested in Peru for the murder of 21-year-old Stephanie Flores, whom he killed 5 years to the day after Natalee's disappearance. Van der Sloot was convicted of Flores's murder in 2012 and sentenced to 28 years in a Peruvian prison. He received $25,000 before revealing false information. He was later extradited to the U.S. in 2023 to face wire fraud and extortion charges. Then came a shocking development. In October 2023, van der Sloot admitted in a recorded confession to the FBI that he killed Natalee Holloway. According to his statement, after Natalee rejected his sexual advances, he struck her in the head with a cinder block on the beach and then pushed her into the water. This confession was part of a plea deal that resolved his U.S. charges, but since the murder happened outside U.S. jurisdiction, it did not lead to further homicide charges. The motive, as admitted by van der Sloot, stemmed from rejection and his own rage and entitlement. His confession described a fit of anger and violence when he failed to get what he wanted. It was a deeply disturbing insight into the mind of a killer who had long manipulated law enforcement and the public. Though Natalee's remains have still not been recovered, her family finally received the closest form of closure possible. In a public statement, Beth Holloway said, "It's over. Joran van der Sloot is no longer the suspect in my daughter's murder. He is the killer."